Hey folks, welcome back. So today we are back up here to the back pasture, hayfield, whatever we're gonna call it, and we're gonna be doing some cleanup back here. We've got a couple little brush piles that I want to get picked up and moved over to the burn pile. There's also a big pile of cedars over there that I need to get picked up. We might keep some of those, but most of those are gonna get burnt. Maybe gonna do a little bit of brush clearing as well, getting some stuff ripped out, and then doing a little bit of brush hogging as well to get everything that I can knocked back, mowed down, and then hopefully it'll be a little bit nicer for a second cutting of hay later on this year. Well, out of all of those cedars that are over there, there was only one of them that looked to be big enough to bother with keeping, so that one's over there with the rest of them. There was a few others that they were a little bit bigger at the base, but it would only be like 3 feet long and then it would split into a couple trunks or something, so it's not worth messing with, at least in my opinion. So we'll just work on burning all these up. I think the next step probably is to do burning and then get the burn pile burnt down. Then I can move some of this stuff over, and then I can work on trying to clean up a little bit of those little patches of autumn olive around here, get those cleaned up, and then once I get as much of that done as I want, then come through and brush hog everything that's still tall, get that knocked back, and then I guess whenever I've got time at some point, work on clearing out the really bad patch of autumn olive. Maybe sometime later this year, we'll see. Alrighty, well, I got the brush grapple swapped out on the skid steer, so let's see if we can't get some stuff burned up. I'll tell you what, it always seems to get windy right after I get a fire started. I don't know what's up with that, but it's kind of got some stormy stuff that's moving to the north of me, and I think that's bringing some wind with it, but I promise you it was not windy when I started. So I think what I'm gonna do now, since we got all of the cedars moved from over there onto the burn pile, is I think we're gonna move up into this corner of the field over there and see if I can't pull some of those autumn olive out of there. The brush grapple isn't the best thing for ripping that out. The Intimidator, where you can kind of come up to it and grab onto it and yank it out, that works a lot better, but I don't really feel like running all the way back down and swapping it out, so we'll see if we can't do something with the grapple and get some of that ripped out and thrown on the fire. Alrighty, so I got that corner over there pretty well cleared out. I did a little bit more than I was initially thinking I would do. Pulled a couple cedars out of there too, so that opened it up a little bit more, and then I pulled a little bit out right along the woods line through here, and then I should be able to get up into that little area right in there with the brush hog and knock that stuff back. So I think I'm gonna go across and start doing a little bit on the hillside. This area right in there, as you can see, is mostly open, but there is a few little bits and pieces of autumn olive around in there. So like I said, the brush grapple it's not the best thing for ripping out the autumn olive. It kind of sort of works with some doing. So I think I'll see if I can't get some of these little clumps of it out of there and get a little bit more of that hillside in the middle opened up, and then we'll see where we're at that point and go from there. Alrighty, well that cleared out a lot better than I thought it might. It looks a whole lot better from back here than it does up close and in person. When you get right up there, you start seeing how much junk is there. From back here, it doesn't quite look so bad. But all the big stuff is out of there to where that can all be mowed down, brush hogged down at this point to kind of get everything knocked back. And then maybe next year when the little autumn olive and blackberry and stuff start popping back up again, possibly go through and try spraying some of that stuff back to get it knocked back to a little bit more manageable level, give the grass and stuff area to grow up through there. I was thinking I was going to leave it like that, but I'm kind of thinking I've got a little bit more time. I might try working on that little section in there, and then it'll kind of be a more even section going all the way up the hill there. It'll look a little prettier maybe. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Getting that little bit out of there. Still got a lot to go too. Man, we got both sides yet to go, all that autumn olive, and then there's a whole bunch of cedars down at the far end as well. And all of those are gonna get ripped out eventually too. So eventually this whole hillside through here should be cleared out. There's not really anything on this side of the cross fence that's really worth keeping, but it's getting there. But I'm sure the neighbors are just loving, everyone downwind of me is just loving this fire, because that is some high quality smoke that I've got coming off of there with all that nice green autumn olive I'm throwing on it. Alrighty, so to finish off kind of this partial cleanup of the back pasture, what we're gonna do is I've got the International 784 up here, we got the brush hog on the back, and we're gonna try getting all these little bits and pieces of tall grass knocked down. We'll do the hillside up around in there, get all that knocked back. Down at the far end where all those cedars were, get all that stuff mowed down, and then maybe when we do a second cut of hay in this field, I may be able to kind of do the whole thing at that point if we can brush hog down these last few little rough spots. Well, I gotta say, the parts that are cleared back here are not looking too bad. Still got a long ways to go. Got to get all the rest of that clump and that huge clump down there. We got a bunch of autumn olive and then a bunch of cedars at the end. But the stuff that's cleared, there we go. The stuff that's cleared, it's looking halfway decent. I mean, it's rougher once you get up in there and you really start looking at it. But it's getting there. It's getting there, slow but sure. Another couple years working on this one back here, and it might be a halfway decent pasture hay field. So I think that with getting all of the brush hogging finished up back here, that's basically going to do it for now. Again, because I'm hoping to get a second cut off from this field later on this year. So I probably want to try staying off of this as much as possible. So I don't think I'm going to do any more clearing until maybe after the second cut. So I think for now, this field's kind of where it's at for the time being. I've got plenty of other projects that I can be working on while we're waiting for the grass to grow back up here again. And this is going to be it for this field for now. So that is going to wrap up this video. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.